Welcome back, Interior Sports fans. Let's get you over the hump with some sports. Today, the UAF men's basketball team, they returned to the GNET tournament semis after their 69-59 win over MSUB. Austin Hudson, he led 4 Yellow Jackets in double figures with 14 points as MSUB rallied from a 12-point deficit and tied it at 49 with 8 minutes left. But the Nanooks answered with a Mike Stepovich 3 and then the Joe Slocum show. Slocum scored a game-high 15 points, 10 in the second half, including 6 points in the final 5 minutes. UAF outscores MSUB 20-10 in the final 6:13 of the game for the win. Slocum talks about his performance, and head coach McDurham talks about facing Western Washington in the semis tomorrow, a rematch from last year's tournament.
I want to be very aggressive, getting my teammates involved and getting to the lane, either whatever's open, a shot or a pass out. I just want to be aggressive, kind of as a point guard. I wanted to set the tone for the team, so I felt I was able to do that.
Yeah, we got to have a good 30 hours here getting ready and see what we can do with Western. We played them very tough both games defensively, and we just at some point we have to make shots, and that's going to be critical tomorrow night is us knocking down some shots.
The men's team is moving on, but the women's team season ended over the weekend. The 69-56 loss to Seattle Pacific on Saturday was their 7th in a row to end the year, but it was a good year led by standout freshman Jordan Wilson, who was named GNAC Freshman of the Year this week. Wilson led the rookies in the conference with 15.2 points per game, which was ranked 6th, 7.1 rebounds per game, which is 7th, and second best field goal percentage around 55, and ranks 8th in free throw percentage. She had 6 games with 20 or more points and had 4 double-doubles. The Nooks averaged 71 points per game, their best in 13 years. They finished the year 19-17 and 3-15 in the GNAC. The 9 wins are the most since 2007. Head coach Cody Bench talks about her freshman phenom.
I was really impressed with the play of Jordan Wilson. I mean, she's undersized, she's very deceptive, she's, quiet, and then she goes off for, a double-double against big teams. She was shooting, leading field goal percentage in the GNAC. I mean, those were shocking. You know that those kids have something to bring to the table, but you don't know quite what when you're looking at them as a team.
More Nanook accolades. Colton Beck was named WCHA Offensive Player of the Week for the Alaska Nanooks yesterday. Beck had 2 goals, a helper, and a +5 plus-minus rating in Alaska's 4-1, 5-3 sweep of 4th-ranked Ferris State. It's the 2nd Offensive Player of the Week award for the senior captain, who hails from Langley, British Columbia. Beck has 34 points this season for the 3rd-place Nanooks, who also received 2 votes in the CHO and USA Today polls. Beck is just 4 points away from the 100 Career Point Club, with the Governor's Cup Series coming up at the Carlson Center this weekend. Now a first, sophomore Michael Fairbanks became the first ever Nanook to win the NCAA Skiing Elite 89 Award. The award started in 2009 and is given to student athletes who have the highest GPA at the national finals in men's and women's sports in all 3 divisions, which makes up 89 student athletes. Fairbanks, the sophomore, is making his 2nd appearance at the NCAAs and has a cumulative 4.0 GPA in mechanical engineering. To qualify, you have to be a sophomore athletically and in the classroom. The NCAA Skiing Championships start tomorrow in Midway, Utah. In the high school basketball, the conference tournaments are this weekend. The Aurora Conference will be in Delta this year, and they start tomorrow at 9 a.m. Valdez and Hutch have the early game, followed by Galena and Allison. Monroe is the #1 seed, and Delta's the #2 seed. They both have byes. They met in the regular season finale. For the girls, Hutch and Monroe will see each other in the first round, while Allison will meet Delta in their opening game. In the MAC tournament at North Pole High School, both Lathrop and North Pole teams will play on Friday. The girls' game is at 6, and the boys' game follows. The West Valley boys and girls will play the winners of those games for the MAC title on Saturday, starting with the girls' game at 6. And here are the latest ASA winning percentage index rankings. 2 state tournament at-large berths are based on the WPI in 4A in boys. West is first, followed by Lathrop, then it's Service, Colony, and West Valley. The Wolfpack girls are 5th in the girls' WPI. In today's Alaska Association Basketball Coaches Poll, the West Valley boys are now #1 in the state. Lathrop is 3rd, and for the 4A girls, West Valley is 4th. In 3A, the undefeated Rams are #1, and the Hutchinson girls make their first appearance at #5 in the 3A girls poll. The Iditarod Trail seems to be the roughest yet, as mushers are dropping like flies. Just 5 days into this year's race, and 11 mushers have scratched, with another withdrawing. Jake Berkowitz is one of the latest victims to the trail, scratching after damaging his sled from Rome to Nikolai. Scary ordeal for Scott Jansen. We reported on this early in the show. He crashed and fell on his head. He was concussed, fell through the ice and broke his ankle. He was airlifted from Tiny Creek, and they call him the mushing mortician. He's back in Anchorage today, recovering from those injuries. And here are those still braving the trails. Parts of the trail have stretches of bare ground. Aaron Burmeister is the leader. He received 3,000 in gold nuggets for being the first to cripple. Jeff King is second. Sonny Lintner is third. He won the Penn Air Spirit of Alaska Award for being the first to McGrath. And Paul Gebhardt is fifth, and John Baker is fifth. Paul Gebhardt is fourth. 57 mushers are left in the field. And that'll do it for sports tonight. Stay warm, Alaska. Mike Schultz is next with your full weather forecast, and we'll catch you next time.